Patrick just bought a brand new iPhone 7 Pro Max, and he says, okay, with this one, I'm really gonna take care of the battery. Patrick starts new healthier habits. He uses a 5V charger. He never leaves his phone charging overnight. He unplugs when it's 100% and rarely uses wireless charging. Patrick checks his battery health and discovers 80%. He screams, why is my battery dead? You probably lived the same story with your own phone. You followed every good practice you heard online, and still, your battery dropped faster than your motivation on a Monday morning. So, why do batteries lose their capacity over time? Why do our phones stop holding a charge like they used to? Let's find out inside a lithium battery as it ages, and what you can actually do to keep it healthy. How a lithium-ion battery works. A lithium-ion battery has four main parts. A cathode made from metal oxide. This is where the lithium-ion lives during discharge. An anode. This is where lithium-ion are stored when charging. A liquid electrolyte, which transports lithium-ion between the two electrodes, and a separator, a thin film that keeps the both sides apart while letting ion move freely. When you charge the battery, lithium-ion move from the anode to the cathode. When you use your phone, they move back. That's one cycle, a one trip for billion of ion, and a full cycle isn't always 100% to 0%. For example, 75% to 50% also count as a one full cycle. You can even check how many cycles you've done in your phone settings. Cycle aging, the slow death of a battery. Every charge and discharge slightly damage the battery. Not enough to notice at first, but over hundreds of cycles, it adds up. Here's what happened inside. A protective layer formed on the anode called the SEI, solid electrolyte interface. Each cycle makes it a little thicker, consuming a small amount of lithium permanently. Metal, like the nickel, cobalt, and manganese, slowly dissolves from the cathode and move to the anode. They trigger unwanted reaction, making the battery lose even more active lithium. As a result, your battery's capacity drops and its internal resistance increases. That's why even with the normal use, you lose the performance and endurance over time. This is the normal life of a lithium battery. But there are three main things that can make this aging much faster and even destroy your battery. High temperature. Battery hate it. The ideal temperature is between 20 and 35 degrees, but once you go above 40 degrees, bad chemistry starts happening inside. The electrolyte becomes unstable and can react with the lithium of the binder material. If it gets too hot, this reaction becomes exothermic, meaning they generate even more heat, which can lead to a thermal runaway. That's the point where a battery can literally catch fire, usually around 130 and 150 degrees, depending on the chemistry. The SEI layer also breaks down when hot, forcing it to rebuild over. The waste active lithium and permanently reduce capacity. The SEI layer also breaks down when hot, forcing it to rebuild over and over. The organic solvent inside, like ethylene carbonate, start to decompose above 60 degrees, releasing gases such as CO2 or CO. This makes the cells swell and speed up the degradation. A metal like nickel, manganese, and cobalt become more soluble at high temperature, migrating to the anode and causing even more chemical chaos. In short, heat is the battery's worst enemy. Deep discharge, why going too low kills your battery. When a lithium-ion cell drops below, things go bad. At this point, almost all the lithium-ion have left the anode, creating a mechanical stress. The graphite layer expands and contracts, causing microcracks that damage the structure forever. If it goes too low, the copper collector inside the anode can start dissolving into electrolyte. When you recharge, that copper can redeposit as a tiny metallic filament called dendrite, and those can pierce the separator, causing short circuit. Even though your iPhone have safety limits that stop it before this happens, constantly hitting 0% still push the chemistry to its limit. Over time, this weakens the battery internally. So, deep discharge equals to a structural damage, lithium loss, and faster death. Overcharge, when 100% becomes too much. On the other side, keeping your phone fully charged for too long is just as bad. At 100%, the cathode is under extreme stress, sitting at around 4.2 to 4.4 volts. At this voltage, oxygen atoms start escaping an electrolyte oxides, forming gases and unstable compound. The SAI layer on the anode also keeps growing, consuming more lithium and increase the resistance. This makes the battery less efficient and generates extra heat, a perfect recipe for faster degradation. That's why iPhones and many modern phones have optimized charging stop around 80% when you charge overnight, because holding 100% for hours is basically slow chemical torture for a lithium-ion cell. Battery health, inevitable reality. As shown in the video, battery aging is mostly measured by charge cycle, and the best way to slow it down is simple. Keep your phone between 20 and 80%, but even if you follow every rule, your battery will still age, because it's a chemical system, not magic. Every cycle slightly changes its structure. Over time, lithium gets trapped, electrodes crack, and resistance increase. After about 2 years, most batteries naturally fall to 80%, 85% health. At that point, you've got two options: upgrade to a new phone, or simply replace the battery. For around 100 years, and your phone will feel brand new again. Because in the end, the battery aging is inevitable, but how fast this happens, it's up to you.